our good friend Glenn Beck. Again, as with Louder with Crowder, this is a cross stream. I can't say he's coming on our show, and I can't say that we're going on his show. It is somehow miraculously. They say you never cross the stream.
It's fluid. It's broadcast fluid. That's what it is. Thank you very much, Jeremy. If I can just stop you here for just a second, and let me tell Ben, I was listening to you, Ben, on our local affiliate KLIF that carries you in the afternoon. I was listening to you today, and you brought to mind, because I'm listening to all these young people that were calling in, and they were just confused by the polls, it seemed, because it wasn't reflecting reality in their life. There are so many things that in popular culture and things that we've always seen in the past that just didn't match up with the narrative for the media or the narrative from the polls. Are we starting to see that come apart tonight?
I mean, I think so. It's so hard in this business or any other to make the connection between the anecdotal evidence and the data, right? Because you get this data and you assume that people are trying to put their best inputs into the data, and it's still early, so we'll have to see. Florida's obviously a systemic polling error. I mean, off as much as 5 points. We still don't know how much it's going to be off in other places, but it looks like it's all off, and it looks like it's all off in one direction. And what that says to me is that less than people, experiencing things, because I remember that in 2012, right? In 2012, there were a lot of us saying, well, the enthusiasm for Romney's so high, he's for sure going to win. There's a disconnect with the polls. Even more than that, it is that the absolute disconnect that is felt between our entire elite class, between the entire college-educated pollster elite class and working class white people, working class Hispanics, working class black people is almost unbridgeable. Because in 2012, I think they got it right because nothing changed fundamentally with the working class or with black or Hispanic Americans in terms of their voting patterns, but something is fundamentally shifting for the Republican Party and for Donald Trump, and it's whether or not he wins the election. There is something very serious that's happening, and it's a political realignment. It's a class realignment. That's right. And it's a racial realignment, and that actually bodes extraordinarily well for the Republican Party, because if Donald Trump is able to start pulling 35, 40% of the Hispanic vote in the way that Bush was, but he's not talking about immigration reform, right? He's just speaking to people as Americans. And if he's able to start pulling 15, 20% of the black vote, even if he loses tonight, it's going to be a lot easier for Republicans to pick up more of the suburban female vote than it was for them to break into these brand new voting blocks.
That kind of goes to a question I asked our panel earlier tonight on who, if Donald Trump were to lose tonight, God forbid, but if he were to lose tonight, who can fill his shoes? I was always against a Trump Republican Party, but the Republicans, I think they'd be excited in a way, some of them, that Trump would lose so they could get back to their own crony kind of business.
Yes,
and
yeah.
I'm not interested in that, and I don't think America is interested in that. So does this survive and transcend Donald Trump, or if he would lose, is it back to the old party?
No, I think it does survive, and I think it transcends Trump, because victory has a way of transcending. So the fact that he's reshaped the map, even if he loses tonight, which we'll see. I'm starting to think he's going to win. But even if he loses tonight, I think people are recognizing their vulnerabilities in the Democratic firewall with regard to race and with regard to class that have been breached by Trump. And I think that you're going to see a lot of candidates on the Republican Party side pour through that. Let's put it this way. I don't think you're going to see a lot more of John McCain and Mitt Romney in the Republican Party's future. I think you're going to see a lot more of, people who are Trump-friendly, the Nikki Haley's and the Ron DeSantis, and those are the elites of the Trump-friendly folks. I think you're going to see a lot more of the Josh Hawley types who are open populists. I think that the style of the Republican Party has changed, and I think it's changed in a way that's actually may have been changed quite positively by Trump. It's almost like when you have a piece that's bent out of place on a bicycle, like a bicycle spoke, and it's bent out of place. You don't bend it to where you want it to be. You have to bend it too far the other direction in order to get it to bend where you actually want it to be. And I feel like maybe that's what Trump is for the Republican Party.
What is the ballot number that you guys are voting on where you're actually reintroducing discrimination?
16. Yeah.
16. I've heard that is close. How do you think that's going to do in the election in California? What are the consequences? And really, why the hell are you guys all still there?
I'm not, dude. I'm not.
Funny
I
you
can't
should
answer the
ask.
question. I live in Florida. My
Right.
state's red, my friend.
Right,
I am
right.
out. I voted in Florida. I voted in a swing state. It was all mine. It was all me.
Yeah,
If anyone gets credit for Trump winning Florida, it's me. I moved states just to make Trump win Florida.
If he wins by 1, you did it. And Michael and I leave for our new homes in Nashville this week.
So talk to the old man here.
Yeah, I'm detaching. You get old, Glenn. You have a lot of attachments. Hey, can I change the subject for just a minute and congratulate you on entering the Broadcasting Hall of
Absolutely.
Fame,
I was actually going to do it if
Oh
you
my
did.
gosh.
which would not be the Broadcasting Hall of Fame if you weren't.
That's right.
Thank you very much. I think my name is going to have the plaque on the door of the broom closet, but it's kind of it's one of those things I never thought I would get into, and it's such an honor. But now that I'm in it, it kind of cheapens it. You know what I mean? If they'll let me in, anybody can get in.
It's good to have humility, Glenn, but the truth of the matter is, and I say this often. In fact, I said it
all the time.
I said it to Michael and Alan Estrin just this week. I think that you're the greatest living broadcaster. You have a unique understanding of the medium that I think is just unparalleled by anyone currently in the industry. And Drew is absolutely right. If they had somehow opted not to put you in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame, the Radio Hall of Fame, then the thing would have absolutely no value.
Glenn, I want you to know that Alan and I did tell Jeremy he was completely insane.
Yeah, okay, good.
Ridiculous.
I mean, look, guys, you've got enough alcohol. I know you guys. That's all the booze talking. So let's move back to the election.
Quick note, Josh Kraushaar, just a quick election notification. Josh Kraushaar with National Journal is calling Ohio for Trump. Trump is up by 2.4.
My man.
Yeah.
With the election day vote still left to count. So
If Donald Trump picks up Ohio, we are one state away. I mean,
well, Arizona, right?
Arizona.
So in Arizona.
But although the Hispanic turnout so far in the election would lead you to believe he may outperform in Arizona.
Okay, if it's going to be Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? I mean, this is going to be the unleashing of the godly force at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark for the media. Like, we're all just going to have to tune in. It's going to be just an infinite regression of us watching MSNBC. Right? We're just going to put MSNBC. We have to put MSNBC on the TV, right? If Trump wins, we all have to. People will tune into us watching CNN.
I agree.
Right?
We will
put
not.
Schadenfreude.
I was thinking the same thing. We should put CNN up on one of the.
Well, we've been talking all night about how we have to replace the legacy media. We won't have to replace it. It will end. It will be so pointless if Donald Trump wins.
It will burn. It will burn itself down. It already is well on its way of burning itself down to the ground. But I worry about their phase 2. Their backup, which I think is actually their first plan. I mean, you don't put as your vice president the one that every Democrat hated to back up a guy who everybody knows. I mean, he's probably not going to make it to pudding on Friday. So, you got those two. I think their plan here is to now create doubt and violence in the streets. And that's very concerning to me because I've done enough homework on what they're planning through the Transition Integrity Project, which is anything but. You guys concerned that?
I want to just say that one of the personality traits of conservatives is that when we see something to be afraid of, we immediately assume that it's going to work, it's going to come true. Yeah. And I don't think that's necessarily the case in this present case. That is their plan, Glenn. You got it exactly right. But we're now living in a world where an invention that rivals the printing press in importance has come about, which is the internet and the things we're doing right now, right here. And that has changed everything. And I think their plan is an old plan. I think their plan is from the old days. And I think information spreads now whether they like it or not. I think their open attempt to shut down the Biden story, when you look at the polls, it didn't work.
Yeah.
People saw it, they believed it, they knew it was real, they got the information. I'm not sure that old-fashioned ideas like rioting and pushing and lying that used to work so well are going to work in this modern moment. We are actually out ahead of the curve because of what we're doing right here on the Blaze and on the Daily Wire.
Replacement media.
We are replacing something. We're replacing something that has burned itself to the ground.
Yeah.
And
well,
I
this
don't know.
coming from
I hate to be
this coming from the
optimistic
one
because I know
guy.
it's
This is coming from the one guy who's like, I'm not ready to leave California.
I'm so, Glenn, I'm so ready.
He does remember the printing press. So he was there.
Guys, thank you so much. And I have to tell you, when I first started The Blaze, I saw a network where everybody could work together, and I didn't know how it would work out, but I am so proud to be in the same business with you, and this is something ABC and NBC never did, never would have done. We're not competitors. We're all on the same side. We compete against each other, but we all go home friends, and it is really nice to be on the side with you guys.
Glenn. We're proud to know you.
Thank you for your kinship. And listen, if you want to help us replace the media, go subscribe to the BlazeTV. You're going to get Glenn, you're going to get Mark Levin, you're going to get Steven Crowder, Ali Stuckey, Lauren Chin. It's a great value. I mean, subscribe to us first. But then if you still have a little money left.
May I just return the favor?
Please.
He's exactly right. You should subscribe to the BlazeTV.
The greatest living broadcaster, Glenn Beck. Glenn, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.